Ever wonder why some people seem so free, while you're trapped in a cycle of endless striving? Today, we dissect the hidden price of constantly chasing impossible dreams. First, it's the small sacrifices, the nights you skip hanging out with friends, the hobbies you let fade away, replaced by relentless work. It feels manageable, doesn't it? Then comes the constant self-doubt. That nagging voice that whispers you're not good enough, not working hard enough. It erodes your confidence, bit by bit, daily. You start comparing yourself to everyone else online. Their highlight reels become your lowlights. The carefully curated images amplify your own perceived failures. Sleep becomes a luxury you can't afford. You push yourself harder, fueled by caffeine and anxiety. The exhaustion settles in, a constant, heavy weight on your shoulders. Your physical health begins to suffer. Headaches, stomach problems, muscle tension. Your body is screaming at you to slow down, but you ignore it, driven by your ambitions. Relationships become strained. You're too busy, too stressed, too preoccupied to be fully present. Your loved ones start to feel neglected, pushed aside by your pursuits. You develop an unhealthy relationship with work. It's no longer a means to an end, but the defining aspect of your identity. Your self-worth becomes tied to your achievements. The fear of failure intensifies. It paralyzes you, making it harder to take risks, to experiment, to learn. You cling to what's safe, even if it's unfulfilling. You start to lose your sense of joy. The things that used to bring you pleasure now feel like chores. The weight of expectations has crushed your spirit. You become irritable and short-tempered. Small things set you off. You snap at the people you love, regretting it instantly, but unable to control your reactions. The constant pressure leads to anxiety attacks. Your heart races, your palms sweat. You struggle to breathe. You feel like you're losing control, teetering on the edge. You start isolating yourself. It's easier to avoid social situations than to explain why you're always stressed or overwhelmed. Loneliness becomes your constant companion. You develop unhealthy coping mechanisms. Maybe it's overeating, drinking too much, or other self-destructive behaviors. Anything to numb the pain, to escape the pressure. You lose touch with your values. The things that once mattered most, honesty, integrity, kindness, become secondary to your ambition. You compromise your morals for success. Your creativity suffers. The constant pressure to perform stifles your imagination. You become afraid to experiment, to take risks, to be original. You start resenting your own dreams. The very things you once longed for now feel like burdens. You question whether it's all worth it, whether you're on the right path. You experience moments of intense regret. You think about the things you've missed, the opportunities you've passed up, the people you've hurt in pursuit of your goals. The pressure to maintain a perfect image becomes overwhelming. You hide your struggles, your insecurities, your vulnerabilities. You present a false facade to the world. You start comparing your insides to everyone else's outsides. You assume that everyone else has it figured out, that you're the only one struggling. This amplifies your feelings of inadequacy. The joy of the process disappears. It's all about the outcome, the achievement, the recognition. You forget to savor the journey, to appreciate the small victories along the way. You begin to fear success almost as much as you fear failure. The thought of having to maintain your achievements, to live up to even higher expectations, fills you with dread. You lose your sense of purpose. You start to question why you're doing what you're doing. The initial passion that drove you fades away, replaced by a hollow emptiness. You start to feel like an imposter. You worry that you'll be exposed as a fraud, that people will discover you're not as talented or capable as they think you are. You develop a scarcity mindset. You believe that there's not enough success to go around, that you have to fight for every opportunity. This fuels your competitiveness and anxiety. You become addicted to validation. You crave the approval of others, measuring your worth by the number of likes, comments, or accolades you receive. Your happiness becomes contingent on external factors. You lose your ability to relax and enjoy the present moment. Your mind is always racing, planning, strategizing, worrying about the future. You're never fully present, never truly at peace. You start to neglect your mental health. You tell yourself that you're too busy to seek help, that you can handle it on your own, but the pressure continues to build, threatening to overwhelm you. You become detached from your emotions. You suppress your feelings, pushing them down until they explode in unexpected ways. You lose your ability to connect with yourself and others. You start to believe that you're only valuable for what you can achieve. You forget that you're worthy of love and acceptance regardless of your accomplishments. Your self-worth plummets. You start to question your identity. You no longer know who you are outside of your roles and responsibilities. You've become so consumed by your ambitions that you've lost sight of your true self. You experience periods of intense sadness and despair. You feel like you're trapped in a dark hole, unable to see a way out. You lose hope that things will ever get better. You start to resent the people who seem to have it all. You become envious of their success, their happiness, their freedom. You forget that everyone has their own struggles, their own hidden costs. You begin to isolate yourself from your support system. You're afraid to show your vulnerability, to admit that you're struggling. You push away the people who care about you most. You lose your sense of perspective. You blow small problems out of proportion, dwelling on minor setbacks and failures. You forget to focus on the bigger picture, to appreciate the good things in your life. You start to feel like you're living someone else's life. You're pursuing goals that aren't truly yours, driven by external expectations rather than your own desires. You've lost touch with your authentic self. You experience moments of intense loneliness. Even when you're surrounded by people, you feel like no one truly understands you, that you're alone in your struggles. This loneliness deepens your despair. You begin to question the meaning of success itself. You realize that all the achievements in the world won't bring you lasting happiness if you're sacrificing your well-being and your relationships along the way. You finally understand that the relentless pursuit of big expectations has cost you your peace of mind, your joy, your relationships, and ultimately, your very self. The price you paid was everything. The ultimate cost is the loss of the ordinary, the freedom to fail, to be imperfect, to simply tune, without the weight of immense pressure. That's the quiet joy you've traded away, unknowingly. The deepest cut isn't the work, the sacrifice, or the pain. It's waking up one day realizing you forgot to live. You chased a mirage while life passed you by.